So we have a 9-year-old boy who is fiercely independent and wants to create his life exactly how he wants it, which is fantastic.
How dare he?
Well, I always say it'll be easier when he gets older, and it'll be a great tool for him. But in a family, it can be challenging, and we're
easier when he's older. Why?
I think it's a great skill to have the strength and confidence to create your life the way you want it.
But what did you mean by easier?
Well, I think sometimes in life we have a tendency to follow, and when you follow your truth in your own way, it's easier because I think you're living your greatness.
Perfect.
When he's in our family,
then what?
Then we have to let go.
Yes. Is that easy?
No, not always. So I find in my own way in trying to let go that, of course, sometimes we butt heads, and I continue to look inside to say, just let go and let go and let go.
Why are you butting heads, do you think?
Probably because I'm wanting him to do something that is not in alignment with how he sees his life.
Why would you do that?
Stupidity, I guess.
No, really. No, you're not stupid, but why do you do that? Because everyone does. Why do you need his behavior to be different?
Somehow in my mind, I believe that there's a...
Because you're trying to fill your grid in with his behavior.
Okay.
We think that's really worth pointing out.
Okay.
You're making him responsible for your grid. Interesting, isn't it? Because, of course, he can't be. He couldn't possibly do enough. No one could. So, what might be easier? Do you think that there are things that you want from the people around you that are in your vortex? Do you think that when you see him struggle, you want ease for him? Or when you see him unhappy, you want happiness? So do you think that there are many delicious things in your vortex relative to your 9-year-old son already?
I would say yes, except can you really put things in your vortex that are somebody else's?
Of course.
Why?
Because everything that touches you, don't you want well-being for the world?
Of course.
Don't you want the planet to keep spinning in its orbit? How dare you be so bold as to want those things? You can't visit with anyone that you don't have enough of a contrasting experience to identify something that would even be better relative to them and relative to you. In other words, everything that you want is because you think you would feel better in the having of it. And there's nothing more basic at the basis of the grid that is within you than wanting well-being for another. So here's your child that over time you have put all kinds of wonderful things in your vortex. You want him to be confident, and you want him to be sure-footed, and you want him to be light and easy. You want him to feel free. You want him to be really, really smart. You want him to be a good integrator with others. You want him to have fun along the way. You want him to apply himself well. You want him to make good decisions. You want him to know about his inner being. You want him to know about his alignment. You want him to know about his guidance. You want him to follow his guidance. You want him to live happily ever after. We could spend a whole seminar just talking about what you want for this one child, you see. Your vortex is pregnant with all kinds of fabulous things that you wish for, that you want. And all of them are selfishly wanted by you, because when you have a desire for the well-being of another, and you are in alignment with that well-being, the fulfillment for you is tremendous, you see. So you want all of those things for him. But when you see evidence of something that doesn't seem like he's getting those things that your vortex is full of relative to him, that's why you feel bad. When we ask the question why, that's the answer. Every single time you feel bad about anything, whether it's regarding you or someone you love or somebody you don't even know that well, every time you feel negative emotion, it's because you are in that moment of the negative emotion opposing the vibration of your vortex. So it means you've got a temporary grid going on here because your power is always in the now. Let's integrate that into the discussion. Everything's about now, 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 now. This is discussion about the grid. Isn't about the grid that you had an hour ago that you were spewing, or the grid that you had yesterday, or 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 years ago. Your grid is always about right now, right now, right now. What are you doing vibrationally now? What am I doing vibrationally now, and how does it mesh with what's in the vortex? How does it mesh with who I really am and what I really know and what I really want? So when you see your son not behaving in a way that is pleasing to you, it means what you're witnessing contradicts something that's in your grid. It doesn't mean he's misbehaving. We love you very much. It means you are. It means you are crossways of something. So what you're really sacrificing in that process is your own power of influence, which is where this discussion began. Your own power of influence is sacrificed when you let behavior control your grid rather than you controlling your grid, which then influences behavior. You see, you don't want to create for your son, and we don't want you to see him like a puppet on your strings either. Nothing like that is going on. But we know for sure that no one has ever created a more wonderful vortex relative to a person than you have with this child. In other words, what you want for this child is so beautiful inside your vortex, and your negative emotion is just when you get crossways of that. So you got to go general, go general, go general. So let's play with this just a little bit for sake of demonstration. It'll be good for everyone.
Okay.
So describe the behavior that is causing you a little distress.
Specifics?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can ask him to do just about anything. Homework, make your bed, set the table, get your shoes. And sometimes it's just it's a fight. He just doesn't want to have anybody to tell him what he should be doing in any given moment.
In any given moment. Now, that's really an important thing that you added there. It's the timing of it. In other words, so when you go general, would you describe him as always uncooperative?
No.
So you even would describe him as quite cooperative.
I would.
When the spirit moves him, or when the timing is right for him. So to give him the label of uncooperative is really not accurate, is it?
Correct.
So what you want to do is in this now moment, in this now moment, in this now moment, in enough of the now moments that you get momentum going so that it's easier in the next and the next and the next, you want to start regarding him as cooperative. As a cooperative, that's really a good word, as cooperative. Now, would you want him to be cooperative? Let's say that he's crossing the street, he's got the green light, he's right to go, but there's a semi-truck coming. Would you like him to go or alter his behavior based upon what's going on in the moment? Of course, you want him to alter his behavior. In other words, you don't want him to guide his life by a set of rules, not even your rules. You think you do, but you don't. You want him to be guided by what's coming forth from within him. But you can't have it both ways. You can't sometimes allow him his own cooperation with his own vibration and at other times dictate the rules. You can't have it both ways. You want to guide through the clarity of your example from the inside out. You want to guide from the purity of your own grid. You want to, and we want you to feel what that power of influence is that we were talking about. When you, who have put so many wonderful things in your vortex relative to your son, are in complete alignment because you've practiced it and practiced it and practiced it grid-wise, so that what you've got stacked up for you vibrationally is such a good feeling about his well-being and his cooperation, what will happen is your grid will fill in with enough meaningful cooperation from him that you will understand what the power of influence is. And the beautiful thing about that is he won't be doing something he doesn't want to do just to please you. Oh, and above all other things, that's what we wish for all of you. It's just no fun to have people performing their behavior because you demand it. Don't you just hate that? They're doing it because I'm making it do them. I'll fire them if they don't do it. I'll divorce them if they don't do it. I will give them the cold shoulder if they don't do it. You don't want to control through negative emotion. You want to influence through positive grid work, you see. That's what upliftment is. You want to tune in to the sole source of that which your child is and reflect that vibrational patterning back to him so often that he remembers it. And then as his grid fills in, the cooperation, oh, it's so fun. A bunch of people together with a similar intention in a similar moment in time, all tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Oh, it's so much easier with strangers. It really is. You can get a good grid going and get out into the world, and it is amazing, the cooperation in traffic and in parking places, and the people who are helping you. It's like magic turns up everywhere. It's like this entourage has preceded you and said, he's coming, get ready, he's coming, get ready, he's coming, get ready, he's coming, get ready. The entire universe cooperates when you get tuned in to that kind of grid, you see. And your 9-year-old son will not be the last to come, we promise you. Because there is a desire of cooperation that is powerful within this one. He's just not willing to sacrifice his personal alignment with cooperation for what other people want. Because he wants you to know that he has good ideas too. And nothing is going to fulfill you more than getting to witness the good ideas, the steady stream of good ideas that are going to be coming forth from this one. Imagine how it's going to feel when it's his idea to take out the trash. It's his idea to make his bed. It's his idea to do those things because he wants the alignment of him, you see, not doing it to please you. Parents, you think you want to train your kids to please you. And if you do, later on they'll be here and we'll be trying to help them work it out.
Thank you.